Okay, got a no start here. Turning the key. It's really easy to turn. There's no spring action. No check engine light, nothing comes on. In all likelihood, it's the lock cylinder or the housing even that's broken, not transferring the mechanical movement of the key over to the ignition switch. So to check it, we're just gonna take off the trim here and have a look at some components. Okay, just turn the steering wheel and loosen the Phillips screws. There's one on this side. There's one on this side. You can, if you wanted to, remove the steering wheel. And there's a couple under here. Come on. I'm using too small a screwdriver, I think. It should be loose. It'll come up. And there's 2 torque screws. 2 torque screws here. Or bolts. They're actually bolts. So you remove that, and then there's one more here. And you should be able to separate. This lower trim now. You just have to carefully. You just have to carefully manipulate this so that these little screws go past or let loose of the switch assembly. So this comes down. And then you can push it in and slide it past the locking lever and out. Make sure to count all your screws. So you've got 2 up here and 2 here, so there's 4 of them, 2 long ones and 2 short ones. So there's a short. One, 2, 3, those are the ones for the release lever for the handle. There's just 2 long ones, and I'm missing 1 short one, and I know it's around here somewhere. There it is. So 2 long ones, 2 short ones, that's for the steering column trim, and then where the lever is, those are those. Okay, so now that you have access to this assembly, you can remove this little screw here. It should probably be a flathead. So use a little flathead screwdriver, and you can loosen this set screw. There's actually two of them. There's one here, and there's one right up here. Kind of hard to see, sorry. And I might have a better flathead here. Yeah. Once those screws are loose, you can remove the ignition switch. You can now use a long screwdriver to check the ignition switch. Just stick that in here and turn the key to on. You can see the dash lights are coming on. And when I crank it, it should start. Okay, now it didn't start because the key's not in the ignition. So anyways, we know that this is good. And then usually what happens is this little guy here breaks off and is all loose. And I think it is. It's just flopping around in here. So I'm pretty sure we're going to need a lock assembly. You just stick this in here. Yeah, when I move this key, the piece in here isn't moving. Oh, it just fell out. So this guy here is broken, and that sits in the inside the. I think you can see it now. The lock assembly. So when turning the key, the key cylinder is good because you can see the end moving, but this piece isn't. So we're gonna have to take this guy off. You remove this rubber molding. Well, what is it? Rubber seal. And you need to lower the steering wheel and pull it all the way out. Now you can fold the upper trim up, and that exposes the mounting bolts here, and these are shear head bolts. Basically during the factory assembly process they're tightened down and then the head snaps off. It's like a tamper-proof bolt as well. So there's one here and one on the other side. I think you can see that right there. We're also going to have to disconnect the this is the shifter lock cable here. So then we lift up on the cable, or sorry, lift up on the retaining clip. And you should be able to pull this guy out then. There we go. You just put this aside. This is the reader coil that reads the chip inside here. You're going to need to disconnect this, just follow the cable along. Actually, it might even just disconnect from here. It's been a while since I did one. I think what I usually do is remove the cylinder, and then to remove this key cylinder, it's like on the BMWs. There's a little cutout here. You need a long, stiff piece of wire. You turn the key, and then you lock it into place. Or sorry, not lock it, but you push this wire into place, and that unlocks the lock. The trick is you have to go to the on position. If you go a little bit too far, then it won't seat correctly, and if you don't go far enough, same thing.
Does this look like I want it?
No. Keep getting interrupted. So I think you go to the on position. And then you slide this guy into place. And then the lock cylinder comes out. And this does disconnect here. You just have to unhook it. So you can see this lock cylinder is still in good shape. Oops, I can. Oh yeah, and so this wire, all it's doing, it's holding this locking lever. It's kind of hard to see. It's popped out right now, and now it's popped in. So when you push the cylinder back into place and remove this just pops out, and that holds the cylinder in place. So that's off. So now we have to take off the top pieces, the 2 bolts. Now you just need a sharp chisel that'll bite into this bolt, and you just want to tap it loose counterclockwise direction. And hopefully it doesn't take a lot of force to break free. Once it's loose, it should just turn easily. There you go. See, like I said, as soon as you get to like a quarter turn or something, then it comes loose. So I'll loosen the other one, and then I'll catch you guys on the next shot, as Studsman would usually say. Okay, so the other side is loose as well. Just grab it with your fingers and untwist the bolt, or unscrew it. So there's one, and we're just going to put regular bolts back into here. There's the second one. Okay, I'm still holding it into place, but all you have to do then is lower it, get it past the locking arm, and disconnect the ground. There you go. So that's it. Where was this? Good question. Oh, sorry. Blonde moment. It was like this. There you go. Actually, it was the other way around, wasn't it? It doesn't matter. But that locking nut was used for that ground wire here. So this is the piece that you need to replace. The lock cylinder is okay, or the key cylinder. It turns this, but the inside piece here is broken off. Part number 4B0905851B. And this is for an automatic application with this extension here. The standard vehicles don't have this extension. I suppose you could use an automatic on a standard, you just don't use this piece. Thanks for watching.